All right, today we're going to talk about something that, let's be honest, drives almost every modern office crazy: digital chaos. We're going to dive into how you can take that scattered collection of apps and turn it into a single, powerful digital headquarters. And here's the best part: you can do it with the tools you're probably already using. So, does this sound familiar? You're bouncing between your Gmail, then over to Google Drive. You've got like a dozen different docs open, and you're flipping to your calendar, all just to try and figure out what's going on with a single project. It's this constant tab switching, this, toggle tax that just absolutely kills your focus and wastes so much time. Look, if you're nodding along, you are definitely not alone. This feeling of being lost in a digital storm, even when you're using amazing tools, has a name. It's called the digital workspace dilemma. And trust me, it's a huge headache for millions of businesses out there right now.
Okay, so let's dig into this a little deeper. The dilemma isn't that the tools themselves are the problem. I mean, they're not. The issue is all about how they're organized, or more accurately, how they're not organized.
I mean, just think about the scale here. We're talking over 3 billion people using Google's apps. 9 million of those are paid business users. The tools are fantastic for working together, no doubt about it. But the real problem is that they often end up as these separate little islands of information, totally disconnected from each other. So the big question is, how do you build a bridge between all those islands? Well, the answer is what we call a Google Intranet. And this is where things get really interesting, because we're moving past the problem and into a really, really smart solution. So what is it really? At its heart, a Google Workspace Intranet is just a central hub. Think of it like a home base that weaves all your go-to Google tools, your Docs, your Drive, your calendar, right into your company's private network. What that means for you is no more jumping between apps. Everything you need is right there in one place. And this really shows the before and after, doesn't it? Over on the left, you've got that chaotic digital scramble we all know so well. But on the right, that's the goal. You get this one single view, the intranet, where every single tool is embedded and they all just work together perfectly. And this isn't just a coincidence or some random mashup. The reason this combo works so incredibly well is because both Google Workspace and a modern intranet are built on the very same foundation, the cloud. It's like they were made for each other, a perfect partnership, really. And that shared cloud foundation, that's the secret sauce. It's what gives you the flexibility for remote and hybrid work. It means you can scale up easily as your company grows. Your data? It's safe with automatic backups. And maybe the best part for your tech team, they get a break from all those manual updates, which, by the way, saves a ton of money. It's just a win-win-win all around. Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. Now, let's get to the really good stuff, the part you probably care about most. What are the actual real-world benefits that this kind of setup brings to a business? Let's break it down. We've actually got 8 huge reasons why this is one of the smartest things a company can do today. But let's kick it off with the top 3. All right, benefit number 1, you get the most out of your money. You're already paying for Google Workspace, right? This helps you maximize that investment. You're not just using the tools anymore, you're supercharging them. Benefit number 2, a massive boost in productivity. I mean, when you can work on a doc or a sheet with your team right inside the intranet, all that time-wasting tab switching just vanishes. And number 3, communication gets so much better. Forget those endless email chains. Now, important info flows through news feeds and chats, so it actually gets to the right people when they need it. Oh, and this one is a game changer. Single sign-on. Think about it. Just one login, the one you already know, gets you into everything. The intranet, all your Google apps, the whole shebang. It's exactly what it says, a totally frictionless experience. It gets rid of one of the biggest little frustrations of the day and just lets your team focus on their actual work instead of trying to remember passwords. This next point is huge. It's about going beyond just seeing information to actually understanding it. So picture this. You embed a live Google Sheet with the latest sales numbers right onto the sales team's page in the intranet. And right there, next to the data, you can add notes, helpful tips, even have a discussion about it. All of a sudden, the intranet becomes the one place everyone goes for the real story, the single source of truth. It gives your team the complete picture. Okay, but what about security? That's always a big question, right? Well, this is actually a massive advantage. When you integrate like this, you basically get to piggyback on Google Cloud's world-class cybersecurity. Plus, you can get really specific with permissions down to the individual page level. That means people only see the information they're supposed to see. It stops people from accidentally stumbling upon sensitive files, which is, absolutely essential for staying compliant these days. All right, so this all sounds amazing in theory, right? But you're probably wondering, how do we actually build this thing? So let's walk through how you take this from being a cool idea to something real and working in your company. And spoiler alert, it's probably more straightforward than you think. So here's a simple 5-step roadmap to get it done. Step 1, find a partner, a provider who really gets what you're trying to achieve. Step 2, design it. Pick a flexible design you can really make your own. Step 3 is all about content. You fill it up, and this is key, you keep it fresh and relevant so people actually want to use it. Step 4 is super important. Train your people so they know how to use it and actually do. And finally, step 5, you watch how it's performing, you look at the data, and you keep making it better. It's a really clear path to getting it right. And that really brings us to the final question, the one for you to think about. I want you to take a good hard look at your own organization. Is your digital workspace chaotic? Is information just scattered all over the place? Or is it a connected, unified hub that actually helps your team do their best work? Because honestly, the answer to that question could change everything. Thanks so much for tuning in.